Hi, I'm Lee from Sheep on Drugs. You know, Sheep on Drugs. And you're listening to Roosta. Rooster. So this is Rooster Booster.
Very professional. Hello and welcome to the Rooster Show. This is Rooster Jones. How you doing? What's up? What's crack lacking? Today we have a very spectacular woman who was a part of Freelancers movie. She did a score for it, and she's also been a part of Wars of Acid and many other projects. And this is her project, Me and My Nightmare. I welcome to you, Mea Fisher. Hello.
Hello.
Holy
Hi.
Moses, hello.
We finally connected.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Such a
Can you
pleasure
see
to
me
have
okay?
you.
Dark
Yeah,
in
I
here.
can. I like the
Oh, cool.
background. Wonderful.
You. I'm just sitting here on my bed chilling out with both my dogs and good to finally connect with you. How are you doing today?
I am feeling groovy.
Good. Me too. It's a busy
And your
day.
puppy dogs, okay? Since we're on the important subject of animals, they're, oh my goodness, how cute. And what's your name, young lady?
This is Penelope. Come here, Bowie. Come here, Bowie. Here's Bowie. Come here, Bobo. She has two
Oh,
different eyes
how
like Bowie
beautiful.
had. She's got a blue eye and a green eye. You probably can't see because it's so pink in here, but
So
that's
beautiful.
named after David Bowie.
David
And
Bowie, of course.
now Penelope wants to play ball, so I'll be doing this the entire interview.
That's all right. That's okay. Oh, good job, babies. All right. Well, welcome. I really appreciate you. You have a pretty impressive, I guess, history so far. Being a part of a movie, freelancers and being a part of a band, Lords of Acid. I'm sure that was pretty
Time of my life,
challenging.
and time of my life. It was great.
It was good.
That was great. I really enjoyed being in that band. It was such a good fit at the time, and it was just Bowie. See how sweet she is? He's so
Yeah,
sweet.
she's so cute. Oh, she's
But
beautiful.
she wants love. Um, but no, that was a great time too. But that's how I met Anesh. So we were able to connect after that tour was over, and we
Yeah.
wrote a full album, out of that during that time. He came out two separate times for about a month each time, and I had to move back to Kansas from LA to take care of my mom, and so it was a big transition for me to leave the band to have to
Yep.
leave Los Angeles to change my whole life. And Esh came out and he's like, "Come on, I believe in you. Let's do this." Thank God for him because
Yeah, he's a beast, man. He's a force to be reckoned with. Definitely.
yes,
I have a lot of respect for
he's a
him and
good
stuff.
man, dude. He's like one of the best people I've ever met in my life. He's a sweetheart, and
And I'm
yeah,
proud of his sobriety too, as
I
well.
was just about to say I'm so proud of his
He can do
sobriety, and
it.
he looks so good. He
Yes, he
looks so
does.
good.
He looks
Yeah.
wonderful. And he was on a couple of tracks that he did, Devil Inside and Don't Forget Me.
Well, I produced those. Actually, don't forget me. He and I, come on, Penelope. He's shaking the camera here. Um, when he and I wrote that song together, but Devil Inside, I started for Lords of Acid back in 2013, and they
Oh,
didn't want, so I shelved it, and we played it on tour. Praga let us, me and Ash perform. It was my idea to ask him if he would do something to that song, add his vocal, do something, because I'm not, they don't want it, and I'm not doing anything with it, and once he did it, it made it so badass to me that, okay, let's take this somewhere. If they're not going to use it, I'm going to use it. So we got Danny Lohner from Nine Inch Nails to play guitar on it and make it come alive even more. And it went through several transitions to where we have, three remixes of it, obviously. But I still like the original that Anesh and I did because it's so the simplicity of it and the orchestra's real. Come on, Penelope. And it's just it's that song was about my mom having Alzheimer's, and I didn't ever want her to forget me, and she never did
yeah.
to the very. So that was a blessing, and Ash helped make that song. Like he came to me with the synth line, and I was like, oh, because we were like kind of going through music, like, oh, play me some stuff, some ideas. He came to me with this sad synth line, and it had me from the start. I'm like, I'm writing this song about my mom. This is going to be about my
Yeah.
mom. I knew right away, and it just blossomed into so many different people put their hands into it. Like I have Bjork, Bjork, right? One of my very favorite female artists of all time is her director Matt Robertson played orchestra. I hired an orchestra to come along. He I gave it off to Neil McClellan to do a mix on his own, and he comes to me and he's like, "Mia, I hope you don't mind. I asked Bjork's orchestral director, Matt Robertson, if he would redo your strings, and he did them for free." I'm like, hope I wouldn't mind. Are you crazy? You just did me a favor. I was so humbled and so blessed about that made the song even more powerful for me. So we had to
Yeah.
release all the versions just to get everybody take on it. But my point was Devil Inside was written for Lords of Acid by myself back in 2013, and Anesh just made it cooler to where
Yeah.
I
He
felt,
does that.
okay, I'm going to release it as a Halloween song. And the lyrics were way naughtier. That's like a PG version, and it's still pretty up there.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
That's great.
he and
So,
that he did. We did 10 songs together. We did 10 songs together, not just those two. So
oh, you did a whole bunch.
we sat down and wrote.
So
Yeah,
you
one
there's
of
a
the
full
songs
length
he
album?
used on his album.
Is there a full length album out there?
Yes,
That
yes,
okay.
yes.
It's
And the
not
title is called
released?
"Not Like You," and it's not really released. No, 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 not yet. It'll be
Okay.
released this year.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. We'll get to that. So what sparked all this? This little vocal beast that you become.
That well, I would say it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Anesh because I was pretty down having to move. No offense to people that live in the Midwest because the Midwest is an awesome place, but I lived in Hollywood for 20 something years and I had to move
Yeah.
to Kansas in a really small town. And if it wasn't for Anesh, I don't know if any of this would have ever come to fruition. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to go to Germany. I had to take care of my mom. So I think I owe a lot to him, and I don't know if he even knows that. Um, but maybe he will now. Yeah, like I owe a lot to him for because we talked about it on tour about how, oh my God, we just did this to Devil Inside. Imagine what we can do between the two of us, like from the start, from her origin, like just the stuff.
Yeah.
So I had some songs that I had done prior to tour that he added his vocals on, and then we created an entire album too. So I've got like I'd have to put everything on. I blame En Esch. I blame En
Yeah.
Esch for making something awesome with me.
Yes, definitely believe me. So he is a crucial part of me and my nightmares. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right.
we struggled with the name for that. It was like Mia X Esh. What can we call it? And when
Oh,
I came up
okay.
with Me and My Nightmare, he's like, that's awesome. Actually, I didn't come up with it. My friend Bryant from the city came up with it, and I thought it was awesome. I used to have a band called Me and My Machine, and now it's Me and My Nightmare, and it just fits.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. All right. That's awesome.
You
So
know.
do you play any instruments?
Yeah, there's my Lord right there. And my
Oh,
guitar right
awesome.
there. I have to
Oh,
play bass
sweet.
and drums, but I don't have a bass right now, and I don't have my drums right now. But
Oh,
I should
damn it.
start with my Nord. Yeah, yeah. But and I
It's
sing
fun to
and I
play
write music.
drums. It's fun to play drums. Um,
Yes.
it,
I
it
love
really
it.
you can release so much energy, and I don't know.
Yeah, not having that is tough. That's tough because it
But
does release a
create
lot of energy.
so creating music. That's it
Yeah.
seems like it's a true passion for you, huh?
Yes, I'm self-taught. I use Logic. I have a Mac. And I blame my first producer for that because I would sit over his shoulder and ask a bunch of questions and drive him crazy and watch. And it made him nuts. He would say, "Hey, you gotta go. You just leave, take a break." And so I was like, "What are you doing there? And how do you do this? And can you do that?" I already did it. And I learned that way. And he had a Nord lead too. So I have, of course, I had to copy him. And thank God I did because I love it. And yeah, so yeah, but I've always been in music. My grandpa and my grandmother were musicians. My grandmother played the piano and the organ, and my dad was in a big band. He played trombone, and I wish he died when I was 19. It was before I started DJing and getting into the music scene. So he doesn't know that I went with that, and I wish he did, but neither does my
Yeah.
grandma. But mom couldn't sing a tune to save her life. It was all on my dad's side, so
That's
kind of took
awesome.
it and ran.
Oh, bless him. Bless him, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Good
thank
stuff.
you.
Yeah, definitely. I this honestly, I believe that it's important to hold on to that family and that old family tradition, and those that the ones about, especially about those that love to sing, and those that don't, but still
Yeah.
value who they are, and love them for who they are. That's good. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good for you. And
Yes.
so, tell me, Me and My Nightmare, man. You said that you have the album coming out what
Yeah.
soon?
It'll probably be before the end of the year. We don't have a
For
release
the end
date
of the
yet.
year. And
Yeah. I
it's a
had it
full length
to break
album, 10 songs.
at least
At
maybe with
least,
some this is additional. Yeah. Still planning. But I had to take a break after I released Don't Forget Me because I had a bunch of stuff I had to take. I'm still taking care of it.
yeah.
But so your interview is actually helping me get in the back into that frame of mind of okay, I gotta dive in again and get some stuff on. So it's good that we're having this because this is helpful for me as well.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
because I just got back from Coachella, so that was I still haven't even unpacked. And that's a lot of work. And Coachella, but it's so inspiring, and I always love coming back from Coachella because you see all these artists, and things resonate, and it's you learn new music and you learn about, I mean, that's how I discovered Gustaffelstein, like I had never heard of Gustaffelstein and saw
Yeah.
him at Coachella. Now he's my favorite artist. He beats Trent Reznor, and that's a big deal. But Coachella has introduced me to a lot of really good, amazing artists. I played back there, I think it was 2013 or 2012. I played there as Mia, just as my name.
Yeah.
And it was time, it was just Coachella is that's on my birthday, and it's just kind of part of my life, but it's such a process. And before I left for that, I was dealing with other stuff. So I had to take a little bit of a break, but um getting back into it now. So now that I'm back,
Yeah, it's good.
revived and reset, ready to go.
So this project, the Me and My Nightmare, started in 2008, right? Something like that.
Me and My Machine started in 2008, and then Me and My Nightmare was formed in 2019, after En Esch and I made the
Got
music.
it. Okay, I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've been DJing before you got the
As
project?
DJ Mia, but that was when vinyl was a thing. When things went
Yeah,
digital, I formed Me and My Machine and started producing music and learning how to do all that stuff because I'd already had training in other instruments, and it just seemed like the way to go. And was at the end of my long over a decade career in DJing. I was burned out playing other people's music behind the tables. I would
yeah,
freestyle with the mic. I would like sing sounds, or like even a word, very minimal vocal set over my DJ sets. But
yeah.
then when things from vinyl, from turntables to pressing a sync button, I'm like, man, this sucks. So, so I still have all my vinyl, but that is when and I never liked the DJ in front of my name thing either. Too, that always bothered me. Oh, DJ Mia. I was like, dude, my name's just Mia, and I happen to be a
Man,
DJ. But a record label did that to me, without discussing it with me. But that's okay. That's how it was formed, and it worked for a long time. And if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't be where I am today, and have the knowledge I know today, learning how to create music and not have to play other people's music, which is a really big blessing because, I not to toot my own horn, but I got some great ideas, and it's awesome
yeah,
when you can collaborate with other artists that inspire you and intrigue you to take those ideas out of the dusty shelf and put some stank to it and light a
yeah. I
fire,
get you. I
you
get you.
know.
I get you.
But yeah,
Yeah, because
started
it's healing, doing that.
it really
I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
getting those demons out of your closet, and all that, which is probably what the nightmare is, huh? Me and my nightmare. So
The
tell us about
nightmare is, oh honey,
what
if you had
what you
any,
trying to get
especially
across with the band. What are you trying to get across?
well,
Say,
first of all, my name is in it, MEA. My first name is in the band. That's why I did Me and My Machine.
okay,
Um, So I wanted to kind of like, because we were going to, Ash and I were trying to figure out, what do we call it? What do we call it? What do we call it? And we came up with so many things. And I had a friend do all these different logos with all these different ideas we just couldn't find something. And I'm like, this is a nightmare. And my friend Brian goes, that's your name, Me and My Nightmare. I'm like, oh my God, it's brilliant. It's
yeah,
absolutely brilliant. It is. It's a nightmare. Like, oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I have to date my stuff. Like I have to put the date on the name of something, but still shit gets lost all the time. And there's songs that I have from decades ago that I want to revive, and I'll work for a week on a version, and then like I can't find it, and I open the wrong version and work off that for another 10 days. And it's like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. That's my nightmare. My nightmare is that I'm a perfectionist, and I won't put something out unless I feel that it's perfect. And
yeah,
Nanesh had to tell me and sit me down. He's like, listen, it's never going to be 110% perfect. There's always going to be things about something. You just have to get it out there. And
yeah,
Raymond
exactly.
Big said the same thing to me. He's like, get the shit out.
Yep.
So It's
It's
out.
like
It's
a
coming out.
cancer. If you don't get it out, it's gonna eat you
Yeah.
up, man. And seriously,
Yeah.
I love writing music too, and I haven't done it in a while, and I need to get back to it because I've been
Yeah, you
a little
do.
bit mentally lazy.
Oh,
So
well,
I gotta get back to that. I love to write music. It's not only healing for us, as musicians, but it's healing for those that listen to it, because they're
yeah.
craving it. They're thriving after what you have to say, and
Yeah. And then
they're also thriving for that the kicker of what's the punchline, of making yourself better, and something that's gonna enlighten you. And yeah, they
and
crave it.
old you is new to everybody else, so it's not like,
Yeah.
and because like I'll work on something so much, I'm like so sick of it by the end of the day. It's like I don't want to hear the song ever again. It's like, but it still needs to come out. It's good enough and no one else has heard it. Then they play it for other people and they're like, damn, that's awesome. You're like, yeah, it is, isn't it? But you get sick of it. And I think that's been my problem is that like I just work on something so much that I have to walk away because it just my computer fills up. I have so many hard drives. I've lost count. It's way over
But when
20.
you get it done though and get it right,
It's
you get
such a
that nice feeling that
when you
that
get it out. Like when I
tingling in
finally
the
got
back of
Devil
your
Inside
neck,
Out,
and
I
all that.
partied like 99. I was so happy to have finally
Yeah.
have 2013 I started that song and it sounds nothing like it used to. I'm so glad I held on
Yeah.
to it. It
Yeah.
kicks butt. I'm proud of that song. It's fun. And I tell you, there were days where I did never want to, I was swore I'd never listen to that song for the rest of my life. I was so sick of it. But I'm so glad that like it happened, like it just manifested out of you wouldn't believe what it used to sound like. Plus, like I said, the lyrics were way naughtier. They were. I had to
uh,
PG that. But yeah, that's my nightmare. My nightmare is the big massive mess of music that I need to get out. And we thought like, well, does it resemble an Esch? Is he the nightmare? No, he's not the nightmare. So
no,
then that's
no.
not but he did like it. He thought it was solid. And
Yeah.
so I don't know if you've seen the artwork. We've got like a little girl with braids. That's kind of me. And she's like a drawing, it's a painting. And then there's a demonic monster behind her in three different shots. My favorite is the one that's face on. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on the website and all the pages. But
Okay.
yeah, me and my nightmare.com. But that is such a good rendition of my idea of what my mess of music of a nightmares. Plus, and not just metaphorically, the nightmare for me when the name was decided upon back when I was in Kansas taking care of my mom, my friend Bryant, and we solidified that. That's it. The URL wasn't taken. Nobody else was using it. I'm like,
Yes.
that's it. And then I decided, Mom, I need to move back to California. I want you to come with me. She's like, let's go.
Mhm.
So as soon as that happened, the virus came out. The first month my mom got there and
Yeah.
everything. And she had fallen in my apartment in California in Hollywood. And so I had to put her in a temporary assisted living right down the street. And then lockdown happened and I couldn't get to her. So I had to spend 9 months, which was also a nightmare, looking for a house that would pass inspection so I can get her out, save her life because people were dying in her unit left and right. People were dying everywhere and we didn't know anything about it. It was before vaccine. And literally, when we finally closed escrow, it was announced on the news a fucking vaccine was announced. I'm like, oh my God. It was just, it was a nightmare. And we ended up in Vegas and we were supposed to be in California and we
Yeah.
ended up in Vegas because it's such a nightmare to try to find her the perfect house. And then I had to
Wow.
proof it so it was safe for her to come in, which was tons of construction. That was a nightmare. A lot of crazy things happened out there while I was alone, with that's how I got Bowie because I needed a big dog for my mom. I didn't know anybody. I knew one person in Vegas. I was just desperate to get her the heck out of there and save her
Yeah.
life. And that was freaking nightmare, man. And hence the name of the band. Really, really, I was like, man, this has been a freaking nightmare. So here it is, served to you on a silver platter, my nightmare. And all the best song on the album, in my opinion, is actually, I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but the lyrics in it describe everything I went through metaphorically. Um, Defining the name of the band and the meaning behind it. So actually, I'll tell you what song it's called. It's
Well,
Only in Your Head.
okay.
That's
Well, if
called.
you want, you
And,
can talk about it when I have you back when you
okay,
release it, and you can do a
awesome.
promo on it and discuss every track and all
Good
that
idea.
stuff, and we'll have you back for that. Don't worry about it. All
Cool.
right, that's good. So, most of the music yourself, you write it like the synth and all that.
If I do it just
Like,
on myself, I
yeah,
start with the drums and then
yeah,
I add a synth and then a bass
yeah.
and then but
Okay, yeah, that's good.
collaboration, um it depends. Usually it's something I come up with myself. With En Esch, he brought me some synth line ideas, and
Okay,
I had already had some tracks that needed an extra push to it, so I had him add vocals to.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, but I always
Great
start with like a
vocals.
basic
I
drum
love his
of the album.
vocals.
Oh,
Oh,
he made everything better.
so deep. I love it when he starts talking in German too. Oh, that voice.
We
Ooh,
have a song where he speaks German, actually.
I love
So
it.
that'll be
One of my
coming on the
favorite.
album.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. Anyway, so what I was gonna say. Oh, what
You
was
cut
it?
out.
Huh?
You cut out. Can you repeat yourself? I'm sorry, you cut out there for a second.
I know I did cut out,
What did you
huh?
say?
No, I can't remember what I was saying actually. Can't remember,
Uh,
but that's all
that's
right.
hilarious.
No big deal.
I'm sorry.
So
Yeah, you cut out.
are you gonna be doing some touring coming up with this
That's the
project?
idea. Yeah, that's the idea. I have someone to watch both dogs, so that's awesome because that was my main concern. Because I didn't want to take them on the road, that they get stolen, God forbid. So yeah, I have
Yeah,
someone that managed them. That was my only concern. Yeah, we'll be doing touring. Um,
awesome.
yeah, like Galen Whaling from Lords of Acid, he played drums for every track of mine and Nesh's. And I would love to have him be on that tour, but he's always so busy, and it depends on when the tour is going to be, if
Yeah,
whether or not he'll be doing this. And of course, I love Dietrich, the bass player from Lords of Acid. If he's available, I want him to, he's on board as well. And of course, it
yeah,
all matters when it's free too. And Nesh has to be on it. Um, so I've
yeah,
thought about that. I was like, what do we do if we don't have a Nesh? Nothing. He has to be on it. He has to be. There's
yeah,
no ifs and buts. And he's, touring with Pig and doing his solo project. I don't know if you heard
yeah.
his solo album,
Oh,
but
I
I want to
did.
plug it. Well, I'm on that. The song "I'm So Sick."
Oh, okie
It's the
dokie.
second song. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. And I did the song on that, and I did the vocal on that.
So
And we
okay,
did
real
that in
quick,
my
I
mom's
want
house in Kansas.
ah, that's awesome. I did not know that though, but I did know he had a new album out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very dancey. I like it. Very
Yeah,
club.
it's
Um,
all
what I was
push.
gonna ask was about I did just slip my mind again. How funny. Don't you like that when that happens? Holy crap. Yeah.
See, that happens when I smoke
Okay.
weed. I'll walk into a room and be
Every
like,
time that you keep talking,
"What?"
then I remember when you're talking and then you yeah, that's so stupid. Nice. Okay, so let's think about this for a moment. Um okay, so
Yeah,
okay,
like that.
now I was gonna ask about Deep Chills real quick. That's what it was
Okay.
about. Okay, did you write all the lyrics for that album? I know that's the no,
No, no, I came in as a hired gun, but I changed a lot of lyrics. Um, Long John's, for instance, where Daddy's got a secret, he was lingerie.
yeah,
Um, Long John, they had Ding Dong, and I'm like, dude, that sucks. I'm not singing Ding Dong. How about Big Guns? They're like, oh, that's much better. So like little
okay.
boop, boop.
Woo,
Sorry about that. My
I
dog's
like
pushing
that.
the nap tap. So yeah, you know, stuff like that. No, but it was all pre-recorded by the time I got out there. I just changed around a
Yeah.
few things, this, and there. Yeah. And yeah. So, but you know, they've had they've had so many singers in the past. I talked to a lot of them,
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
said
happy
like
that,
20 of them.
oh, not that many. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some I don't know about. But it's just I think that's their thing.
Yeah.
That's their thing. You know, it's like that because since me, there's been three. So, you know,
Hmm.
and I know before me it was like nine. I don't know. There was a lot.
That's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah. And that's why you can't like plug like of Lords of Acid with any of our names because we're past singers and that's their thing. They always, you know, switch singers and you're replaceable. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, it was a time of my life. It was a time of my life. You know, it was hard and conditions
Hear
were
you.
rough. Some,
Sending you text messages. I said, ask
but I
about the
remember,
soundtrack.
oop, what was that?
Huh? No, I was just listening to you.
Oh, I just heard something in
You
the
said it
background.
was
My
the
dog.
time of your life though, huh?
It was. It was my first time 2011 I toured with bless you. I toured on a tour bus for the first time in my life. Usually, you know, it would just be me, a solo artist flying with my record bags. But
Yeah.
this time we had a tour bus and the number one thing I learned on about touring was never take a shit on the tour bus. I
Oh
learned that my
no.
first day. Yeah. You can't do
No.
that. No, and I know that so well, and I learned my lesson. So yeah, that was like, I was so green. I was so green, but it was the time of my life back then. And then you know, again in 2017, and then when I would fly out there and do shows out there with them. But it was the time of my life. It was, and I can't wait to tour doing my own music now. So you know,
Yeah.
that'll be fun too.
So do you
Yeah.
still DJ?
I do. I don't. I have all my vinyl, but I use CDJs now. I use CDJs, which to me aren't as fun as spinning records because I still have all my vinyl, but I don't have turntables here. I will
Yeah.
get them. No space. There's no space. I have everything is just I wouldn't even know where I'd put them. I have no idea. Oh my God, this I have all of mine and my mom's stuff. I thought I was a hoarder. My mom was worse. I have so much stuff and I keep having garage sales. It doesn't even make a dent. It's crazy. Oh,
What I was
poison.
gonna say earlier when I first forgot, I remember what I was gonna say. Um,
Oh
is
yeah.
about yeah, no, my selective memory. I love it. Is oh God, now it just left again.
No way. Oh my God.
Just joking. Okay, just joking. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. First of
What's the
all,
point?
okay, you did the animal thing online about that. Remember that what was that about the animals you were doing? Or you were taking photos
Animals.
for the animals?
Oh, I tried doing that with, well, I did it with Penelope,
Yeah,
where it was
that's what it
like a
was.
simple vocal. You're my honey bun sugar plum. Yeah, my dog was talking, and then everybody sent me all these photos. I swear I spent like probably 12 hours a day for about 4 or 5 days, and I couldn't get it
Yeah.
to like there would be like a glitch. I got really lucky with her. Like people that sent their animals too far away in the picture, I'm like, dude, here's the app. Just have at it because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to anybody else's dog. One girl I got close and I sent it to her and she liked it, but it like the dog's ear like went off the picture and came back. So it was like really weird. And I couldn't get it as perfect as I did with Penelope's. I got really lucky. She was close enough to the camera, but yeah, no, I'm all about. I love animals. Like
Yeah, I can
when
tell. That's
homage
good.
you know, when I'm, you know, living in a mansion again and living off of royalties and have a Grammy on my shelf, manifest. I will open a big farm and have all unwanted animals come and live there. Have for sure. Like that
That's
and the cancer research and Alzheimer's research to pay back. I'm an only child, so my parents' name dies with me. I
yeah.
have no kids. So I have to pay it back and do something in their honor, and that's what I would do.
You know,
Because
it's
both
so
my
funny you said that is me, my wife and son, we love animals so much too. We're like
Mm.
pushing people at petting zoos and stuff, pushing kids aside. You know, hey, it's my turn to pet the seeds in there. You
I just
know, you
That's
know,
cute.
but sir, no, no, my turn. Anyways, we love it that we wanted to invest in doing the same thing, get like our own little
Yeah.
petting zoo, our own private petting zoo. You know, get a couple of
Yeah.
every type of animal. You know, type
Yeah.
goats and stuff.
I want that so bad. I could
And
have chickens. I have a huge backyard for the dogs, but if I had chickens, my husky would eat them. So she'd find a way.
she would
Or
find a
maybe
way. Yeah, that's awesome. So funny. Anyways, so that
well,
soundtrack that you were on, was it uh, for
the freelancer.
freelancers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a track you did on there?
Yeah,
Or
just and I did some scoring as well, but not much. But yeah, the track was featured in a bar scene, I think. Penelope, you're very bossy. I want to kiss. Thank
very
you.
bossy. Very
Very
bossy.
bossy. She is. It's like Bowie is in front of me wanting love. This dog doesn't want to stop with the ball. Yeah, that was fun. That's what I want to do. That's my goal. I want to get a lot more music into video. I have a track in a video game as well called Fight Club, Girl Fight. It's called Girl Fight Bowie.
The big paw. How funny. I
Mhm.
love babies.
They are
They
so
are babies
spoiled.
forever.
Yeah,
Love
but
it, love it.
so I want to do more video and music and movies. I want to do more soundtracks and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I definitely want to tour. I will definitely tour. Everybody has to be together to be able to do it. It has to be the right time, and of course the album has to be out and released. I can't wait. Okay, I'm saving the best. I'm saving the best. I released two songs, just self-released for the band, and then everything else is going to be on the label, and that's what we're fighting over right now is trying to figure that out. So, but it'll be out, and as soon as it's out, um, that's the goal. I really want to be in video games and movies a lot, and
Yeah.
as well as tour. But um, we just got to get it out there first,
What
and
I was
then
gonna
the
say
rest.
real quick to add to what you were talking about earlier about it gets boring doing other people's music. You know,
Yeah.
it's almost like, like musicians that, redo do covers, and all that stuff. I would rather spend my time and energy creating new product, you know what I mean? New fresh
Oh,
product, than to waste time on learning someone else's song when you could be
yeah.
working on your own song.
Yeah, that's why I love En Esch so much because yeah, I remember when I played Coachella, I had to put a disclaimer, hey, this is not Lords of Acid, this is all my own original music because everybody
Yeah.
was saying oh, Lords of Acid's playing Coachella and it's like, no, it's not the case, it's just me and it's my stuff and
Yeah.
I didn't mind there was just two songs that I had an issue with in the very beginning that I had to sing of theirs that I begged, please, can we take these two songs off the set list? My dad would turn over in his grave if he heard me singing about being daddy's super sexy slut. And the other one was Pussy, but I learned to love Pussy. But they said no, we couldn't do it. They're crowd pleasers. But when we played my hometown, they're like, guess what, Mia? We're taking those two songs off the roster. And I told my mom, and my mom goes, don't you dare. This is before she got sick. She's like, don't you dare not do what you're supposed to do. Who gives a shit what the family thinks? Do your thing. So we did it. And my mom came up on stage for Pussy. But it
Oh,
was
how
right at the
funny.
Mom, get off the stage. And the crowd went crazy. She was my number one supporter. But yeah, it does get frustrating singing other people's lyrics. I remember in 2017, I was at Burning Man and I did not enjoy myself with anyone else because I was learning lyrics to Voodoo You for the tour that started immediately after Burning Man.
My favorite
Um,
album by him. Definitely. Love it.
yeah, that's the singer that just passed away. And I feel like, I never got to meet her, but I feel like I know her because I had to learn that album, from start to finish. And I didn't enjoy Burning Man. I enjoyed myself. I went topless for the first time in my life outside of the venue, and no one was there. So, and it was like I walked down, I had my headphones on, listening to Lords of Acid, Voodoo You, and I was like, oh my God, there's nobody here. So it was so hot. And it was the first time I had ever done anything like that. And I loved it. And I'll never forget it. That's how I learned that album. But yeah,
Yeah.
it can be frustrating. But the cool thing about Lords of Acid is Maurice let me play Devil Inside. He let me perform that during their
Mm.
set with Ash. And I thought that was really cool of him to do. He didn't have to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, oh, it's all Lords of Acid. But no, he let me do my thing. And that was really, really cool. He was very supportive about that. So, but yeah, I
Awesome.
get your point. It can be frustrating having to sing somebody else's music.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And okay, so we're kind of running low on time. We got a couple minutes.
Okay.
Uh, who would you like to? Anybody would like to say thanks to and for your success?
Yes, my manager William, I thank him, Mooncoil Media, I thank him a lot. And Esch, of course, my mom and dad, and all animals of the world, and anybody who takes care of their parents. Any caregivers out there, any Uber drivers out there, any Lyft drivers out there, we appreciate your support. And anybody that loves music and contribute, please back. Bless you. Have a little idea of what me and my nightmare consists of, and more coming your way. Thank you so
Heck
much.
yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You.
It was so awesome having you. And like I said, give me a heads up. We'll schedule when you get when your album comes out.
We have an Esh too.
Yeah.
Can you do it too? Yeah,
Oh
we'll have
yeah,
an Esh join.
I can do it. We can work it out. We can work it out.
All right, cool.
All I need is an
That'd be
email
great.
address and we'll connect to it. So
Okay,
sounds good.
cool.
Much love to you. I appreciate you. Wonderful person. Wonderful person.
Thanks for letting
here.
me ramble on.
Yeah, definitely. You're always welcome.
Have a good one.
Yep. Take care of yourself. More
Thank
rock
you.
Here on the Roosta Show, we
You
have
as
Mea Fisher. Thank you. And take care of yourself.